All right, testing, testing. Okay, I think I got everything going right. Give me a second.
Yes, baby. Yes. Yes. Yes, Judy. You know, King. You know, King. Okay. But he bought it, baby. Yeah, he had his own money.
Okay.
You got to ask mommy. You ever said no? Did he say yeah? You have some candy? Or he said no?
All right, okay. Finally, I got it going. And it looks like it's working for the most part. So I want to show my comic and me at the same time. Can we do that? Is that possible? Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. Gonna find out real quick. And it is. There we go. All right. So we're gonna do it like that. This is gonna be the best we can do right now. This is gonna be the best we can do right now. And I appreciate it. I appreciate this. I don't need much. I want to showcase my comic and I want to present uh, what I want to present. And I want to hold on, give me a second. Talk about what I want to talk about. All right, here we go. So, man, I'm really excited, man. So, we getting a lot done with the comic. Uh, as y'all can see, with the characters we I have up on the screen. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's not huge on y'all side, maybe, but if y'all able to see, I will, you know, present the characters that I have on screen. Yeah, are you able to see that pretty good? Let me know if you can see it or you can't see it. If you can see it, that would be great. Or maybe I can show it in a different format. But here go my characters. My main characters for the first season. And just give me a second, just trying to bring people in. Because I like to basically do things on the fly, like a goofball. But we're going to get to it. So, all right, here we go. My main character right here is Triv, the guy with the most expression in his face. He has dreadlocks and he has some decoration on one of his dreadlocks that's been cut. If you can notice, I don't think y'all can see my mouse, but this guy with he has like I said, he's the most expressive in the picture. He is the main character. And he will be the one that's, really taking the comic from the starting point. So he will be my main character. And his background, I'll just give y'all a little bit about him, and I really try to make a character that kind of represented me and represented, my battles in life and my struggles. I'm not saying that he is me, but he, is a representation of me. And I wanted to really kind of put myself in there and be the main character for a while. That doesn't mean that, the way I constructed the comic is not to have one character be so overpowered and so glorious that he just live on forever. I mean, people die, people perish, people suffer, and people gonna go through their trials. But I did wanted to start off with this type of character to show, some progression, so to show some realism in my comic, and not really deal with somebody who was not realistic, somebody who was not really somebody who, I wanted somebody that everybody can relate to. And I think this guy really, I think he did really make the best impression for me. This character right here. His name is Triv. Blessings. You can't see it? I hope y'all can see it. Let me know if y'all cannot see this guy on the screen. These characters on the screen. I may need to make it bigger. Oh, y'all can see it? Okay. Let me know if y'all can see it or not. Let me see if I can make it bigger, maybe. Maybe I can just switch the whole thing and just make it the picture. Blessings, blessings. So I'm trying to make the picture bigger. I'm trying to do that now. Let me see if it worked. I thought I did make the picture bigger. I don't know if y'all can see it. Can y'all see it bigger now? I thought I switched it over to a more um okay, maybe that works. Because what I'm looking at is not really okay, yeah. Maybe this is working right now. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. All right, a bigger picture. So the main character, if my mouse is seeing, I don't think my mouse is seeing. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it is. All right, so I'm gonna put the mouse on the main character. His name is Triv. He is my main character. He goes through some, it's like almost instant tribulation to kind of start off the comic. This is his father, Sam, and this is his mother, Allison. Cat. I gave her a few nicknames. And this is a guy that's in their village who he ended up training with. But his name is Rally. His backstory is the backstory that helps Triv become who Triv becomes. So I'm gonna give y'all the backstory on Rally. And this is his name. His name is Rally. Rally is a fighter, been a fighter since birth. He was trained up to be a fighter. His whole family are fighters. He you know, like I say, he was born to be a warrior from the beginning. And he ended up becoming one of the greatest warriors in his region. Not the greatest, but one of the greatest warriors. And what allowed him to be so prevalent is the fact that throughout many battles, he wasn't always the greatest fighter, but he was always the fighter that can endure the most and end up being the last man standing. So he's not the greatest fighter, but his ability, his basically his blessing was, to survive. So he was able to find out how to survive. And they end up calling him as he got older in his old age, they end up calling him Rally the Immortal. Not because he can't die, but because he has not died. Facing all types of turmoil, all types of things that other people have died from, great warriors have died from. He just seemed to always come out, at the end of it. And either he was on the side of being victorious or he was on the side of survival. But either way, he always came out. And that is his character. A character of immortality, but that is not the case. He can definitely die. But he has not died. He's been in battles and battles and battles, and that's the only thing he knows. So his idea is to consistently fight or consistently train. If you're not fighting, he's training. If you're not training, he's fighting. And that's the only thing, he was trained from a young age. His story may be the most graphic and the most deep and the most interesting. And I kind of grabbed his story from African culture, where a lot of our very young brothers and sisters get snatched from their families. Their families get destroyed, murdered, whatever. And they train these young brothers and sisters to be warriors. And the youngest, like 5 years old, to hold guns and kill people. This is his background. So he has that type of background. And him, as he get older, I'm going to present all this, in the future. But as he get older, he realized that the world is not as combative and as evil. He don't have a direct enemy. So that's when he realized, okay, I don't have a direct enemy, so I don't need to consistently be this way, but it's in them to do it. So he does it, but not in a way, as he get older, he does it, but not in a way to destroy nobody. So he just does it because he's been conditioned to be that way. So he feel comfortable in training and fighting. So if a fight occur, he's not backing away from it. But he's not looking for a fight as he get older. Now, as he was young, he was looking for the fights. So, but I got him now as an older, in his older age. And his older age play a great part in Triv's upbringing. Now, Triv's upbringing is a more, I would say, passive upbringing because his father and his mother were escaping from battles, escaping from all these things. Now, his mother, I'm gonna just jump from Riley's background again, that he has a more military background. And his mother, Trill's mother, also has a military background, but it's not that as in, I want to say, extreme as Riley's background. Riley is made to be a killer, an assassin. His mother, Allison, is more, they call her Cat. She got a bunch of different names. I don't want to reveal her real name right now, but they call her Allison. Some people call her Allison. Some people call her Cat. Her background is a military background, but that's because she chose to be in the military to help out her family. And this is before she met her husband, Sam. But her background is more military, and she, learned some moves and learned how to battle. It's a scenario where I go in deep with her, where she actually gets into one of the deepest battles in the country. It's a point where the whole country is basically getting tossed on its head because a lot of the leaders from each provinces are battling each other for reasons I don't want to talk about right now. I just want to leave it up to when y'all read it. But they end up battling each other, and in them battles, they need to secure certain areas, for ground, for leverage, to be able to either conquer another country or whatever the case. And she gets into the military to help her family in that time where they needed a lot of people, and there's a lot of people to, there's a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money, and her family is really poor. So she gets into the military, and she ends up in one of the greatest battles of the country, of the I want to say country, continent. It's a whole continent I made of the continent, and that allows her to see how great and powerful people can actually be. So she ended up surviving one of the greatest battles. She's not really prevalent in that battle, but she takes part in that battle, and that allowed her to gain this understanding on how strong people can be and how weak people can be. And his father, Trill's father, is a scientist. He's not into fighting and none of that. I mean, he can hold his own if they're going to get in a street fight. But hold on, Juju. He's a scientist, and he was hired by a country to create these with a bunch of other scientists to create these they call it medicines, but it's not medicines. It's actually to prevent this country from overpopulating because there's too many people in this particular country. So Trill's father, Sam, is a scientist to help create these medicines that they put in a water system to actually depopulate the country he's in. And he ended up being one of the most, not intentionally, but he ended up being one of the most diabolical but smartest people because he continued the medicine to help kill the people of this country. Because for whatever reason, people just outgrew the government. And, with more people, they want to kind of minimize the people so they can keep control. And he was one of the leaders in it, him and another person. And these people will be named and everything as the comic grow. Sam, Trill's father, is one of the scientists that helped create this quote unquote medicines. They call it medicines. Medicine is a more passive word to make you more acceptable to your demise. So anyways, he created these medicines, and it helped depopulate this country that they're in. And as the years and years passed, it was about 10 scientists, and then it eventually became down to 2. And the scientists kept disappearing. It's a real mystery on why these scientists is disappearing. And it come down to 2 scientists, and they come to a point where it's Sam and another guy who are the smartest, who are helping progress this depopulation plan, and they need either one of them. They need one of them. And one of the scientists decide not to do it anymore because he basically come to terms with the fact that it's killing the people. But Trill's father continue in it because his family, who also come from a poor background, is making so much money that it doesn't make sense to stop. So, for his case, he think about his family and everything. And as the story progresses on, they end up coming to the conclusion that, this is not humane. And they end up Sam and his wife Allison, Kat, they, as they came together in the progression of him being a scientist and her leaving the military, they have a kid, which is Triv, and they say, I got a kid now, they want to get away from this. And that's where the story begins of them and their migration throughout the countries. I made a continent full of provinces, cities, countries, little towns. I put a lot of time into this. You have islands, major islands, which play a huge part in the comic. So Sam's background, I'm gonna just give y'all the rundown on the backgrounds again. Riley's background is a military, militant, grimy, kill everything walking type of background. But as he get older and experience more, he understand that people are not really out to get him or the people he with. He realized he is the person that's the monster. The group he's with is the people that's destroying everything and becoming a terror. Allison, Kat, her background is a military background because she needed the necessities. So she jumped in the military and ended up becoming a decent soldier, but not no elite soldier. And Trill's father, which was an elite scientist, they needed everything he came up with. Everything he came up with, along with another scientist, helped them create quote unquote medicines to destroy the country that they was in. And to minimize the population so they can keep control. They needed, just a certain, they didn't need millions upon millions of people in this country. They wanted to minimize that millions to thousands, which they did with the help of Sam, Trill's father. Now, Trill, I want to let y'all read it to see how he grows up. So I'll give y'all the background. And I know y'all see this guy up here. His name is Say. That's all I'm going to say. His name is Say. But he along with Riley, play an extreme part in Triv's upbringing. An extreme part. One thing I would say about Say is he's a character that if you don't love him, you'll hate him. But if you love him, you can't hate him. Like, it don't matter. So if you love him, you will not hate anything you do. But if you don't really like him, then you want to hate everything you do. But he plays an extreme part. And he's at the top because I think he plays the greatest part in the upbringing of Triv and his journey. Like I say, we have just these main characters right now, which I want to introduce to y'all and really let y'all know how the things progressing. We progressing good. We're going to have something out this summer so y'all can see and visualize and read it. And we're going to go from there, man. But I'm really excited about it. And these are the characters. I will run down their name again at the top. with the gray mask, his name is Say. The guy in the green, his name is Rally. You have the main character, Triv. His mother, Allison, aka Cat. And you have his father, Sam. Uh, and like I say, I won't talk too much about Say. I want y'all to read the comic and find out who he is and what part he play. But Rally is a more militant background, a more, like I say, I went into more Congo aspect of Rally. He's a more he's the type of militant person that would destroy your village. That's his upbringing. Allison, the more militant person that will, be on the outskirts and more Americanized military, where they just want to kind of conquer everything and kind of police everything. So they weren't necessarily, destroying villages, but they was more policing everything. That's the type of military she was in. But the military Rally was in, he will be in the military that Allison was in to be, battling with them. But Rally comes to the conclusion as you get older that seeing things and vacationing and getting away from everything, seeing that people are not as bad as he thought, because he's been taught that the world want to destroy, and then he realized that he is the destroyer, and he back away from it, but he still continues in his training and he still continues in his battles. So throughout all his battles, hundreds of battles he's been in, and they call him Rally the Immortal only because he just have not died. He had many friends, they all died, but he's the only one that always seemed to survive. And it become like a joke almost. So when he come back from battle, when the battle was done, they would say, "Okay, prepare a dinner for Rally because we know he's coming back," type of thing, because they knew he was coming back, and he will always come back. Not because he was hiding, none of that, because he's just blessed to not die at them moments. But he's definitely mortal. He can definitely die. And like I say, Sam is one of the greatest scientists in his country. End up being basically an evil scientist, even though he's not an evil person. I guess so if you choose money over actually making things that's good for people. So he ended up being a bad guy, but he's not a bad person. But he ended up being a bad guy through his actions. So I just wanted to, bring this out and let y'all know everything's still in the works, everything's still going. And this is the perfect screenshot of the main characters. Now you got other characters I'm gonna bring in. There's gonna be battles. There's gonna be great people I'm gonna introduce. There's gonna be characters that show up and you won't see till later. There's gonna be characters that come and disrupt things and that you won't see till later. But these are the main characters for now. And I really do appreciate everybody just, wanting to see this, wanting to see how this progressed. And it is in the works. This is a little different from music because, music I can go hide out and, write an album and drop it that month. But with this has to take more effort than me. This is not just me doing this. So like I said, I definitely appreciate it. I hope y'all was able to see this good enough, well enough, because like I say, this is something I really wanted to get out there and present to the people. So if y'all got any questions, let me know. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude on this. And I had a few other things I wanted to talk about, but I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for something else. But if y'all want to talk about comic more, we can do that. Just let me know. Just let me know. Give me a second. Have a great artist working on everything, Isaiah Brown. If y'all want to get in contact with him, I can definitely put you in contact with him. But I think this comic is going to reflect a lot of things in life. It's going to get deeper than just person to person battles. It's going to get into a lot of intellectual things. I'm really diving into this thing with everything I know and with everything I'm learning, and really presenting something that's bigger than just one person's growth. I want to show that one person's growth can mirror a whole nation, and I'm really trying to present that in a way that everybody can see it, and in the most I don't want to be simple with it because I'm not a simple person, but I want to show my intellectual side through this instead of just the music. I want to show progression in me, that brothers and sisters who've been listening to me for what we going on 7 years now, 8 years for some people, 8 years for some people. To show my progression, man, and my walk, instead of being so, y'all see me on Facebook, I'm real straightforward with it. I'm real goofy with it. But I want to show y'all my progression in this. And y'all can take this and kind of figure out where I'm going in my walk. And hopefully it can help people too. Because it's not about just making a comic, like it's not like Dragon Ball Z where it's kind of all fictional and all that. I really want to bring some type of insight into people's lives, because that's been my mission the whole time, is try to help people. And as I kind of transition from the music to something more universal, I think everybody wants to see something entertaining, more entertaining. With the music, is entertaining, but it's not something that everybody can, when they see it, they want to check it out. But I think with a comic, I think more people will be more, into seeing what this comic is about. And that is the mission currently. So just to try to, put something out there for the people that's entertaining, for the kids and for everybody. So we can see, so y'all can see, some progression in the walk. I think that, at this point we're a little stagnant and we're not really progressing in this walk. And if we are progressing, we are not promoting the progression. We just kind of hiding off in the back. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that are moving, making moves. I think we all should kind of move forward now. I think we should kind of get out of this churchy mindset. The church mindset was good for 2015. It was good to kind of get us together and gather us together. But now we have an intellectual I will say this. We have a responsibility. And our responsibility is to grow the people. And we cannot keep playing this church setting, can't keep doing this because they ain't nothing but Christianity. So if you find yourself still doing the same thing, then obviously you are not here to progress us. And not saying that these people are wicked or evil. I'm saying that they are. That's where they stop at. That is their peak. Is to stay in churchy setting. So if you sitting there and you have a bright idea, you have some type of blessing about you, some type of talent about you that help progress the people, you can't sit right there in church. That ain't for you no more. That's for other people who that if that's their only height and that's their only um um that's their that's the only thing they capable of. You have to move around them because you're smarter than that. You are actually holding us back by sitting there in a church setting if you have these ideas, if you have this intellect to progress the people. So don't hold us back, please. Put forth your greatest effort so we can keep going. And things like this will allow us to progress. Simple things, books. Uh, who says you can't write a book? Makes no sense to me. Who says you can't do comics like I'm trying to do? Makes no sense to me. The music was the biggest thing we got that was progressive. But now everybody's jumping into the music who has talents greater than the music. And I think that they are being stuck. So what I want to show is, as being a leader in the music, I want to show, look, I can do this too. So you don't have to just do music. You can do everything you want to do and be great at it, and you can help progress the nation. You got people who know how to build, who build things, who actually come up with ideas to build things, and they are not being promoted. So do these things and do them wholeheartedly, and I will try my best to promote you. I mean, I can't be in everybody's ear, but I will try my best to promote you. And if that is the culture to be progressive, then we can't lose. But if the culture is sitting in the class setting and listen to you talk about scriptures that's been translated by who knows God when and how, no, that's not progressive. That's idiotic, and that's a way to backslide. That is a way to be regressive. If that's the proper term for that. Regressive, whatever. You going backwards, nigga. That's the point I'm making. So we gonna progress and we gonna keep shining. Hopefully, I can turn this into an animation, and that'll be very progressive. Stop doing the same thing. That's the point I'm making. Stop doing the same thing, man. Stop. It's stupid. You are actually an idiot if you do the same thing forever. You can be an idiot all you want to. You can be a fool all you want to. But if you do the same thing forever, you are an idiot. And especially if that thing you're doing is not doing nothing. Like, yo, what are you doing? But get out of these church settings. Don't let nobody sit there at no pulpit setting. They switched it. So now he ain't standing up and hooping and hollering. He's sitting down with menorahs and candles and blase talking. Now, I ain't saying that these people are not smart. They've got to be smart to have you watching them. But are they progressive is the thing. Being smart and progressive are two different things. Bill Belichick. Let's talk football. Bill Belichick is a smart coach. He's very progressive. Let's talk about Hugh Jackson. Very smart coach. Not progressive at all. He led a team to a 0-win season. Bill Belichick is taking a 40-year-old quarterback and he's winning Super Bowls. It's a difference between being smart and being progressive. These smart brothers and sisters are sitting y'all at these tables and with these, like I said, with these menorahs and these candles and bringing the scripts and flipping the scripts and making you feel holier than thou. But are you progressing? The answer is no. Let me tell you why the answer is no. Because you niggas ain't progressing. It's just that simple. What have we did anything different? Make I need you to speak up for the people. No. Okay, she said no. Even though y'all didn't hear her, she said no. We are not doing anything different. So we are not progressing. We are stagnant, listening to these very intellectual, smart people, but they don't have the ability to push you further because they have hit a wall And that wall says to them, this is the greatest you're going to be. And if you want to get to them, this is in their mind. So if this is the greatest they're going to be, they can't have you go into a door that they can't even progress to, because then you'll be greater than them. So no, they're not going to do that. So progress, grow. Don't be stagnant. Listen to these brothers and sisters behind these tables and the menorahs and these glasses and these Mitris and these doomsday discussions, because they're smart. But don't stop there, because they have stopped. They can't grow past that. You have to grow past that. How do we become greater? Your kids pushed the envelope. You can't push it, because you already pushed it to the max. Now your kids got to pick up where you left off and go forward. And then their kids got to pick up where they left off and go forward. But if we all sit there and say, let's listen to this elder forever and don't do nothing, there's no progression, and you actually die in your talent, which is a sin. Go ahead and die in your talent, you goofball. No, they goofballs, man. Sometimes people got to take the harsh terms and really accept them. Like dummy and stupid,
don't do that. That's not
and retarded.
stop.
Yeah, goofballs. That's what y'all is. If y'all listen to a person y'all been listening to for 10 years and you ain't did nothing, and you sitting there like, oh, I got all these great ideas, I wish I could do this, but Elder been talking about FEMA camps for 10 years. Okay, so in year 5 you could have done something up to this point, which has been 5 years of progression, but you sat there for 10 years not doing nothing. You the dummy. Some people don't like to hear that, but sometimes you need to hear. No. Dummy, stupid, retarded, goofball, pointless person. You can be a pointless person, and a lot of y'all are. But don't be a pointless person. Realize that you've been a pointless person and say, you know what, Elder, I appreciate everything you do, but I have to progress past this wall. Because I know you stuck. Because if you wasn't stuck, you'd be doing something different. That he's stuck. And you don't have to be stuck. So with that, I'm gonna wrap it up. Man, like I say, I appreciate everything y'all do for me. And hopefully I can get this out sooner than later. But I'm gonna work on it where I can put it out the way I want to put it out and go from there. This is only the beginning. I have a lot. Too much, if you ask me. All right, y'all. I'm going to go and leave it at that. Blessings. Shabbat shalom to everybody. And I pray everybody is doing well enough to pray for somebody else. With that, I will say bye.